Good day, everybody. This is BA RadiantDawn, and I'm back with the final part of my RadiantDawn normal mode tier list. This is part 4 units, and the amalgamation of all the previous placings. I'm also going to do a bit of an explanation as to why some units are the way they are, and once I'm done putting up the part 4 units, I'm going to take a look and see if there's anything that looks kind of wonky, like if there's one unit that's too close in the bracket to another one, I might move that unit up or down a little bit. Like, I think Zhark below Volug, Braum, and Meg is a little bit harsh, so I'm gonna put him up here right from the get go. That's one thing I'm gonna change. Uh, yeah, I'm also gonna do an explanation as to why some units are placed where they are. One thing I did want to say is this is not necessarily a guide as to what units you should use and all that fun stuff. This is just my experience through 70 playthroughs of normal mode, saying these are the units I use the most, pretty much exactly in this order. Like, at the top of the list, you'll find the units that I'm most likely to take to the tower and least likely. Like, this tier list is based off of my experience of how useful the units are, the odds of me taking them to the tower, how useful they are to me, and yeah, it's But yeah, I'm gonna explain some things like as to like why units are placed the way they are and what I personally value as a unit over other things. And honestly, I'm thinking of doing a versus battle within the tier list brackets. If anyone wants me to explain in like a 20-minute video or something as to why I ranked one unit above another one, I'd love to do something like this. Like I know there's two guys that do like Naruto versus battles where it's like one unit versus the other and like an all out like death brawl. Something kind of like that, except like these two units compared to each other in terms of usefulness, viability, growth rates, just a complete teardown of everything about the units. Like this would have to be a scripted video, pretty much. So, yeah, let's just get on with the part 4 units, and then I'll go into more depth and do some changes later and all that fun stuff. So let's get along. Let's get to it. Skirmir. Skirmir comes in as an absolute tank. He's taking a lot of hits, he's dealing a lot of damage, and he can actually double some things, so he's better than Aran. Naysala, Lagoose Royal. I'd actually put him below Raisin. The reason why I put Naysala below Raisin is because I'm just more likely to take Raisin into the tower. Because, yeah. It's not a matter of, oh, Raisin's a better battler or something stupid like that. It's like, Raisin can dance for 4 units. I mean, sure, Naysala can't really get hit. But if he does, he takes a lot more damage than the other Lagoose Royals would. So. Plus the other's 1 round. Naysala kind of has a hard time doing that sometimes. He can always double, but he can't always 1 round, so. Sanaki. She never doubles. She does a lot of damage, but she never doubles. Tabarn. Best Lagoose Royal that you get, in my opinion. I just might as well put Kinigas in there too. I'll put Kinigas below. I'll put Kinigas below Nyla, just because Nyla has that. Tabarn has flying and Kanto utility and great movement. Nyla has good movement, and she could turn enemies to stone, which is really helpful. Kinigas doesn't really have anything. He's just a big beat stick, so that's why he's below them. Peleus. I'll put Peleus there for now. I'm actually going to put Skirmir at the bottom of A, because when Skirmir shows up, he's doing a lot of the tanking. Only him and Aran are tanks, but he could double, which puts him above Aran. So this looks about right. Stefan, he comes in, and he's able to be taken to the fucking. He's able to be taken right to the end game tower at base. Like, he's just that good. He's just like the Lugu's Royals in that aspect, where he could just be taken at base to the tower. Chris Naga, he's an easy A. You're forced to bring him to the tower, but you don't have to deploy him. But I actually use a lot of my end game bonus experience on him, because once he gets up there in levels, he's an absolute beast. Give him ire, give him actually, you know what? He's technically a Lugu's Royal, but he becomes one too late, so he's S. But very bottom of S. I mean, he can fly, but he requires a lot of investment as a Lugu's Royal. So, yeah, that's why he's where he is. Oliver, this freaking mean guy right here. Let's see where to place him. He could do more. He's right around here. I'll put him right there, because he's about as slow as Leonardo. At this point in the game, he's about as slow as Leonardo. He can deal about as much damage as Leonardo. He can heal. But, you get Leonardo for longer, so Leonardo could be better. If you put Leonardo and Oliver at the exact same level and tier, Leonardo would just crush him. I'm actually going to put Leonardo above Heather. Thief utility is good, but I have thieves that could actually battle, so Leonardo has 1-2 range. I'm going to stop for now there. I'm still going to keep fixing it. It's just, yeah, I'm getting into some really tough territory here. Bastion. Bastion comes in. He could do some stuff. He's like, right about there. Volk is just crazy. I mean, he can one-shot almost anything. He's technically a Lugu's Royal without the title, without the form shift, so he's going to go there. You could take him to the end game at base, and he's going to do just fine. Ana. So my problem with her is she's a red dragon with a ton more magic than strength. She's like a reverse dragon. She's got like white dragon stats, but a red dragon body and damage output. Like, not damage output, but like, red dragons base their attacks off physical attacks, and they target the enemy's defense. White dragons go magic and resistance. But Ana's kind of like a hybrid, where it's like she has a ton of magic and resistance, but not as good defense and strength. That's really freaking bizarre. You never run across a unit like her in any game. Well, actually, she's kind of like Meg. So Meg, for generals is supposed to be tanky, strong, and skill. Meg has speed, luck, and res. So she's like the complete opposite of what her class is. Ana's the exact same, where she has like amazing magic resin speed, but red dragons is supposed to be strong defense and slow. But like, the funny thing when it comes to Ana is she's like a worse version of Meg in that aspect, because at least Meg can use the stats she has. Like, oh, Meg has like if Meg had like a super fantastic magic growth, then yeah, she'd be as bad as Ana. But Ana, red dragons base their attacks off physical damage, not magic, and with a super low strength stat and a super high magic stat, that's kind of stupid. The only thing that's really good for is imbue. Like, if Ana takes any damage, she's gonna heal like over half her health, which is stupid. So yeah, I'm gonna put her like below Meg. She's like, if Meg was a dragon, then and actually no, even if Meg was a dragon, Meg would still be better because Meg actually has a strength stat. Renning, he could be taken to the end game at base, so he's not very good, but he could be taken to the end game at base. Nazir and Garoth, I can't remember his name. These two. They're better than Ana. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna go like this. I'm actually gonna go like this, because red tide or whatever it is such a useful skill. Okay. Yeah, so white tide boosts like magic and resistance or something. Red tide boosts like strength and speed or something stupid. So he gives your units a massive speed boost, and usually that actually causes them to double the auras in the last map, which is so helpful, honestly. That's like superb. And it does the same thing, but Garoth can actually deal damage, but he can't really hit. She could tank more overall attacks. Yeah, I know if Mecha saw this, he'd probably have a mini heart attack, but yeah. It's a good skill, but it's not attached to a great unit. And Ana can take magic attacks. If one magic user attacks Garoth and he misses, he's dead. If one magic or physical attacker attacks Ana, she'll survive. Barely, but she'll survive. So, yeah, he's how red dragons are supposed to be, but he's still not that good. And actually, if he's there, Nazir should be there as well. Okay. So, I know I'm actually going to take a picture just in case this, like, messes up on me. Because I actually had to restart this video. Now, I know there's some questions as to where I placed units and why, and I will actually get to that right now. So, let me see here. Just give me a minute. Does all this make sense to me? Is there anything I want to move around? I'd put Leonardo above Braum. That's easy. I'd put Leonardo above Nazir. Right about there. Volug is more helpful in the beginning, C tier looks good. I'm not changing F. I'll explain why. B tier, Zhark has more potential than Danvid, more potential than Void, more potential than Khalil. I value healer utility a lot. And Laura can double. And yeah, she can do stuff. Lucia's doing more than Moram in part 4. She's kind of doing the same as Laura. Mist becomes a mounted healer. I think B's good. A, would I change anything to do with A? Yeah, I think I might actually lower Har just a bit. Right about here. Okay, so. A seems fine. Actually, if I could say that I could take Renning and Stefan to the end game just like I can with Gifka at base, then I should probably put Gifka with them. He's better than Stefan. There you go. Actually, I got a better idea. Let's go like this. So, the bottom of A tier. The bottom of A tier is going to be for the units that I could bring to the end game at base. They'll do just fine. Like, they'll actually do stuff, but units that are trained will be better than them, on average. So while you could take them to endgame at base, it's not advised. Because they're not, like, super godly. They're just regular good. Gifka is definitely the best of the 3 that you get right before endgame, so. Or right before the tower. But yeah, no, so. I don't think I have a problem with this. I think this looks pretty good to me. Actually, I'm actually going to take him down here. Ah! Okay. At least I have a picture. God, I freaking hate it when I do that. This is why you don't do this on a tablet. It's just stupid. Okay, so. Excuse me while I rebuild my list for a third time today. Tomorrow in here. Nyla is Gen 1, or Part 1. Here. Kinigas. Here. Raisin. Here. Nisala. Here. Ike. I'm actually going to put Ike above Nisala. While Nisala is a Laguz Royal, Ike's kind of a god. Jill. I'm actually going to put above Nisala as well. Because these are units that could actually kill things. And can fly, or are gods. I mean, I can self-generate HP again, so it's kind of helpful. Soren is Part 3. I keep wanting to say Gen 3. I've been playing a lot of Genealogy of the Holy War, so that's kind of where I'm getting my stuff mixed up. Actually, I'm going to put him down in B. He could be taken to the end game. He's a Laguz Royal, so he'd be above Gifka. Leanne. Raphael. Oop, that's Vika. Raphael. Titania. Kurthnaga. Actually, I'm going to go like this. Nah, I'm gonna put him there. He's a freaking dragon and he's force, so he's better than Nisala. Nisala wastes the spot. And Gifka. But I actually put Gifka down here. Along with Renning. And Stefan. Where is Stefan? There he is. Stefan above Renning. And in the A's we got Micaiah. No, come on. Fine, be that way. Edward. We got Mia. Okay. Ileana. Marsha. Volk. Har kind of gets bumped back to the bottom of the list. Gatry. Where's Gatry? Where the frick is Gatry? There's Gatry. Okay. Gatry. And Uki. Uki. And Skrimir. And Renning. So that's Renning there. So these guys are supposed to be above. Okay. That's the A tier. Now for the B, I'm going to delete this. I'm going to change F, U. F is Fiona. And Kaiser and the one next to Kaiser. Kaiser's better. Okay, for the B's. I'm almost back to building my tier list. Sorry about this, guys. It's just... tablets. You do the wrong thing and it just messes it all up. Okay, Peleus, Aran, Sanaki, Soth, Toronio, Oscar. I'm actually gonna put Oscar like over here because Oscar's really, really solid. Actually, I've been underplaying Oscar a little bit, I think. Shinon and Rolf. I think Shinon and Rolf deserve to be side by side because Rolf can be better with more investment, but Shinon takes less investment to be good. So, like Shinon right off the bat is good. So it's kind of, but always, like 99% of the time, Rolf will be higher in every stat by like 2 or 3 with enough investment. But it's up to you as to whether or not you want to get him there. It still takes less investment than some other characters I've talked about. Alencia is here. Next line is Ranulf. I'm actually going to put Ranulf a little bit higher because it feels I've been downplaying Ranulf. Ranulf is better than Toronio, better than Soth, better than Sanaki. Runoff belongs right about there. He doubles. He takes a lot of hits. He dodges a lot of stuff. He one-rounds a lot of things, because once he gets rend, he's kind of he kind of kills anything in one hit, so yeah. I'm downplaying him too a lot. Shinon, right about over here. Rolf is right next to him because those two can be interchanged. Joffrey's right about here. Bastion, I have no problem with him being... Actually, Bastion could get a bit of a bump. He's a better fire mage than Senaki. Soth is kind of taking a hit here. Lucia... She could do stuff, but not as much stuff. Lucia, then... Tanith. Laura. Moram. Janaf. No problem with this so far. Sigrun is kind of trash. Mist. Nolan. Khalil. Oh, come on, Khalil. Boyd. Danvid Devdan. Zihark. Okay, this tier B, I might want to change a little bit. I'm thinking Zihark better. They're not Nolencia. Zihark could go right about here. Nolan can go right about here. And I think that's a tier list. Next up, we got the C's. We got Meg. Aina. Braum. Leonardo. Volug. Heather. Oliver. Tormod. Makalov. Riss. Vika. Miolucci. And just boop, boop, boop. Okay, so. Now that I've got that all rebuilt. Sorry about that. So let me see here. One thing that was brought up was why I feel as though Fiona belongs in F. So my issue with Fiona is I feel as though in the Dawn Brigade they kind of hate on cavalry units a bit. Like, she could be a lot better, even with her growth rates. She would have the potential to be amazing with all the kills she can try to get, if she can kill. All the bonus experience that she could get, which is definitely a thing. In the Grail Mercenaries. She'd be better off in Grail Mercenaries than Dawn Brigade. In Dawn Brigade, sure, she's around for like 2 chapters, I think. Because yeah, there's the chapter you get her. Then she's gone for 1 for story reasons. She's gone for another because it's Micaiah only. And yeah, she's got 2 chapters she can actually be used in before the end of part 1. So she gets shafted for time. She gets shafted for being a cavalry unit because in part 3, like especially part 3, there's a lot of ledges. There's a lot of indoor maps. There's a lot of really strong enemies that she can't do much about. There's a lot of one of the maps you get like you're fighting a bunch of Lagoos and you're on a little island and Fiona's pretty much useless because she either can't damage and can hit, can't hit, can barely damage, can't rescue once your units are in the water. Everything that she can kind of do if you like highball her a bit, she's kind of useless for her. Once you cross that water, she can't get in it. She's just a sitting duck. She can't rescue. She can barely fight. The only chapter she's actually doing something in is the chapter where the Grail mercenaries are trying to break down your doors. You have to hold the line against hawks, against tigers, against cats, against the Grail mercenaries themselves. And what Fiona's doing there is she's blocking the left ledge, like the top left ledge, and throwing javelins at enemies that decide they want to spawn there. But she can't jump off the ledge. So the second they move one spot to the left, away, like what, you can chuck a javelin from above, but once they move one left to where the range is, she can't do anything, and you need another unit to get in there and kill those enemies. Or the All Legend 3-13 Archer, who actually is better than Fiona. A green unit is better than her. That says a lot. Like, yes, she can rescue. Yes, she can see a savior, so she doesn't get a penalty. But the penalty only affects units that are actually good. Like, if Jill was to take a penalty without savior, it would kind of hurt. If Titania were to take a character without savior, it would kind of hurt. But Fiona, even with savior, she still can't do anything. Like, the whole purpose of savior is you're able to rescue a unit and take no penalty because your unit can still fight, defend, everything. Can still take hits, takes no penalties to the stats of speed and skill. But on a unit that has such bad skill and middling speed, does it really matter if she takes a penalty or not? Savior is kind of a non-point here. And like I said, she can't attack worth the dang. And I know one thing about RadiantDawn is every single unit can be good with enough investment. But it takes some units a lot less investment to get good than others. Fiona, if you were to give Leonardo the same levels as Fiona, get them both to like tier 3, level 1, Leonardo will be better in almost every way. He'll have more skill, he'll have equal speed, he'll have more strength, he might have less defense, and his red stats are actually pretty good. Well, it's not great, but it's not bad. So like he's better than her in almost every way, and he gets his own personal weapon. Oh, by the way, Leonardo, I'll put Leonardo right below Meg, because he's good, but he's not great, but he's better than everyone else in that tier except Meg. But Fiona is no Meg, she's no Leonardo, and I feel as though the Dawn Brigade chapters just kind of poop on cavalry, because there's ledges, indoor penalty to movement. There's swamp chapters. There's unavailability problems. There's pretty much everything you could throw at Fiona. Like everything that the Dawn Brigade does in parts 1 and 3 go against Fiona. Availability sucks. Ledges suck. Swamps suck. Her fighting sucks. Like, she could chip a guy for 2 damage if she hits. But her hit percentage is usually never higher than 55, maybe 60, until much later levels. But I'm talking like, if you look at all the Dawn Brigade units, at tier 2, level 1, this is exactly where I would place them. Micaiah, well actually Micaiah might be a little bit lower tier 1, oh no, tier 2, level 1. But Edward deserves his spot. Oh no, Micaiah can use staves. Edward deserves a spot. Ileana deserves hers. With the data transfers, and I'm going to stress that, with data transfers, Ileana belongs in A, because that extra 2 speed, skill, strength, depends on what you give her. And I'll go over what units got data transfers and where their placements will change with those data transfers in just a little bit. So just give me a moment here. I'm just going to track that down from immediately, just so I can remember where everything is, because it's kind of important. How far back did I go for this? That is a very good question. How far back do I have to go for my data transfers? Don't tell me I deleted those pictures. Or are they on the other phone? Okay, yeah, no, it's definitely not June. I don't have to go that far back. That's not good. That's not good at all. They might be in my other phone, on my cracked phone. So I'm going to have to get that charging right now. I'm going to be using the data transfers as a solid argument. I mean, I think I have memorized what my characters got maxed, but it's best to have proof in front of me so I don't misinterpret, misremember, or anything like that. Let's see. Is it in deleted? I have 117 recently deleted. Let's check that. Nope. It's on my other phone. Okay. Well, it's a good thing I'm talking about that next. So yeah, back to Fiona. She can't do much in the chapter she's in. If she was in the Grail Mercenaries instead of the Dawn Brigade, Grail Mercenaries have cavalry, and the cavalries don't really take hits. A lot of the Grail Mercenary chapters are wide open fields where she can do a lot of stuff. She would greatly benefit. She'd get more chapters to grow. She'd get more experience. She'd get more bonus experience. She'd get more availability. She just kind of got shafted. And for that, she goes an F. She can't fight half the time. She can't rescue, or she can't get to people. She's just, ugh. There's no reason to, yeah. With enough investment, she could be good, but literally, so anyone else could be just as good with just as much investment. But a lot of the units that are above her would take less investment to get good. So that's why she belongs where she is. Onward to... I think the next one is Raisin and Leanne. Okay, so... yeah, so for her ability to rescue and chuck javelin, she can barely rescue. And rescuing still, if she gets hit, if she gets attacked, she's still probably going to die. And her ability of chucking javelins, if she hits, great. That's 2 extra damage. That can be handy sometimes. I mainly just use her to hammer javelins from above on the cats or tigers that appear until they untransform, and then if they stay, she can actually get a kill or 2 there, but other than that, not really. Usually 313 Archer rushes in and kills them. So yeah, that's my opinion on Fiona. So the Herons, and why I have them rated the way I do. I just value Kanto, and I'm actually gonna I'm gonna look this up in Serenus Forest right now. I'm pretty sure they have Kanto. The Flying Herons do. Let's see, Serenus Forest, RadiantDawn. Where's RadiantDawn? There it is. Let's see. Skills, introduction, recruitment, re-recruitment, base stats, other data, growth rates, average stats, buddy bond, availability, boss data, NPC, skills. I'm not seeing skills anywhere on here. There are skills. Okay, skills. Mountain and flying units only. Yeah, so if I'm remembering correctly, because it has been a little while since I played Radiant Dawn, but not too long. In Path of Radiance, they don't get Kanto unless you give them an item, but in Radiant Dawn they do. And I believe that like the reason why Leanne's barely above Raphael, sure he could dance for 4. Sure, if you give him boots or whatever it is, he can go further. I think it's called boots in this game. I'm pretty sure it is. But if you give the boots to Raisin or Leanne, they can make more out of it because they could still they could fly over terrain instead of having to walk through it and get slowed down. And there's a lot of terrain in the Grail Mercenaries. There's a lot of terrain in the end game. Like, oh, and not to mention, Raphael I think he can go up ledges untransformed, but transformed, he cannot actually go up ledges. So he's screwed in ledges. Forests slow him down. Mountains slow him down. Swamps slow him down. Meanwhile, there's Leanne who could fly over everything. Raisin can fly over everything. So I think if you really wanted to make the argument of Raphael can dance for 4, so he's better. I mean, sure, but can he get to those units? He's walking, he's waddling, he's slower. He can't fly through terrain to get to people. I mean, let me put it this way. So let's transform all the herons. You have 4 units in front of you, in front of the herons by like 1 or 2 spaces. Raphael walks up, dances all of them, and then he's done. And they can move again, which is good. Leanne can fly up to them, dance for 2 of them, and fly up higher to catch up with the rest of the units, to probably dance again next turn. Which is fantastic. Now, Raisin can fly up, dance for all 4, and fly ahead. In my opinion, Raisin is the best. And if you give 1 boots, you have to give them all boots. And then Raisin still wins, because he can fly up Kanto for 4 and fly away. Transformed, Raisin is God. Raisin's the best transformed. Untransformed, it's gotta go to Raphael. But, if you give each of them a Lagoo Stone, you're not gonna be really dancing turn 1. You want them to be transformed turn 2. Well, the only one that actually gets anything transformed is Raisin. But a Lagoo Stone in exchange for a turn 1 no dance or turn 1 dance for a few, it's debatable. I would still have to say Raisin's the best just because he could fly and dance for 4. In part 4, give him Lagoo's Gem. That's it. Just give him a Lagoo's Gem. He'll be transformed for the entire battle. And then he just dances for 4 people all the time. With Kanto. With flying. With a possible +2 move as well. So, that's my stance on that. I think I'm running out of time for my thing. Is there anything else that I need to cover? Oh, yes, the data transfers. Okay, so. I'll see if my dead phone is charged enough. It is, okay. Because I'm pretty sure this is the phone that has the data transfers. Oh, God, I gotta try to get through this. Ow. Okay, I'm trying my best to scroll as fast as I can without cutting open my finger on a cracked screen here. Because this is the phone that has all the data transfers. At least I'm pretty sure it is. Is it? It is. Okay, so. For data transfers, right? My Ike got strength, skill, speed, defense. And he got to level 20. So each one of those stats gets a +2. Oh, and he got HP. So HP +4, strength, skill, speed, defense +2 on Ike with data transfers. So Ike is a god with data transfers. Marsha got strength, speed, and defense. For a Pegasus Knight, strength and speed and defense are really good stats to get boosted. She almost got res and skill as well. With the right level ups, with lucky level ups, you could probably cap almost every stat on Marsha. which is really freaking good. That's why she is an A. Without data transfers, Ike would still be A. I mean, no, Ike would still be S. Marsha, without data transfers, would probably be like bottom of A or top B. Jill got strength, skill, and speed. Jill without data transfers would probably be lower S, probably bottom of S, or above Kurth Naga at least. But her main problem when she joins is axes are too heavy for her. They slow her down. But with +2 strength and speed, that's essentially giving her +4 effective speed. She can carry heavier axes and not take any speed penalties. She can double easier with them because she gets extra speed on top of that. And with a skill boost, she has an easier time hitting with the axes because axes are less accurate. Mia, Swordmaster. I might have actually downplayed Mia a bit here. Because with data transfers, she's above Edward. She gets an automatic +2 strength. Mine got an automatic +2 strength, skill, and speed when she joined. A faster, harder, more accurate, more hard-hitting, accurate Mia, right from the get-go, she could take down enemies no problem. The 2 times I did data transfer Mia, Edward did not quite make the cut, but without the data transfers, Mia's below Edward. With the data without data transfers, Mia and Edward, you could switch those 2 around. If one's bad, the other will be good. 99% of the time. Like a majority of the time. If one's bad, the other's good. But with data transfers, Mia stomps. That's all there is to it. Okay, there be a storm a-brewing. Give me one moment here. Because somebody likes to leave the windows open. Oh boy, whoa. That's a lot of wind. Okay, that's a little bit better. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say about that. Without data transfers, me and Edward are tied. You can use either or, really. Sometimes Edward will turn out bad. It depends on how good your Edward is. But typically, it's like a 50-50 on who you'll use for the end game. If you want to use a Swordmaster for a sword unit. But with the data transfers, majority of the time Mia will be better. Nephany. Strength, skill, speed, defense. Holy crap, is she a tank. So a Nephany with these data transfers is just broken. Because right from when you first get her in part 2, chapter 1, she has a hard time doubling with the steel great lance because it weighs so much it slows her down by a crap ton. But with an extra +2 strength and speed, yeah, she doesn't really have that problem. That's, again, just like Jill, an effective +4 speed boost. And on a person that has a hard time doubling initially, that's really good. Skill, more accurate, defense, could tank more hits. Nephany without data transfer would probably be right beside Jill, where below Titania, but above Kurth Naga. Gatry. My Gatry picture got messed up. My Gatry capped... My Gatry capped strength, speed, defense. Yeah, strength, speed, defense. So my Gatry would be this Gatry. Where's Gatry? Gatry, where are you? There he is. I'd actually put Gatry all the way over here. With the data transfers, I'd say. Maybe like right here. Like, a +2 speed, strength, and defense Gatry is just... holy crap. Generals are supposed to be slow. Gatry's not. Not anymore. I'll put him below Marsha. Marsha could still be better than him. Soren. Soren got magic, skill, speed, and res. So, a faster Soren, a harder hitting Soren, that's pretty bad for the enemy. Because as it is, So in the beginning, Soren has a kind of a hard time doubling, but with +2 speed, it's kind of less of a hard time. And for every unit that gets data transfers, stat boosts from the data transfers, bonus experience will go greatly. Will go a lot further with them than anyone else, because I know you can have Kieran come in with automatically capped strength or something. Like anyone that's close to capping stats when they first show up, like within 1 or 2 points of a stat, will automatically come in capped, which means right off the bat that's one less stat you have to worry about for bonus experience. So the bonus experience will automatically pump up the rest of the stats. So a data transfer plus bonus experience is just broken. Soren is no exception. Speed, magic, skill, res. He can hit, he can double, he can deal more damage, he can take more magical hits. Soren without data transfers would again be with Jill, with Nephany, between Titania and Kurthnaga. That doesn't change much. Kieran. I put Kieran at the top of B. Without data transfers, he's not as good. He's still good, he's just not as good. My Kieran got strength, skill, speed, so... Again, heavier axes, he's still able to double. He comes in with capped strength or skill. Stupid. I'd actually put Kieran... Yeah, with data transfers, he's easily better than all these other units, for the most part. I'm gonna put Peleus right here. But without data transfers, it doesn't make too much of a difference. Ilyana. My Ilyana got magic, skill, speed, and res. So a faster, harder hitting Ilyana that's more accurate and more of a mage tank again. So she's just like Soren. The only reason why Ilyana is lower in terms of the data transfer stuff. Actually, you know what? With data transfers, I'd say... Nah, I'm going to keep it. Ilyana without data transfers, she'd be like top of B, bottom of A. Like, I'd put her below Har without the data transfers, but with the data transfers, Ilyana deserves her place. Because imagine a part 1 Ilyana. She could already double some things that no other character can, but add +2 strength, +2 speed, +2 magic on top of that, and let's see how that works for you. It's freaking broken. More accurate with the max skill. Faster. She could tank mages, no problem. She's really good. She's really good with those data transfers. Without data transfers, like I said, though, she'd be below Har. She'd still be A, but like bottom of A. Mist. Data transfers. No data transfers. Mist is kind of irrelevant. Gifka came in with, like I said, strength, so he'd come in with capped strength in RadiantDawn. That's about it. So, quick recap. Ike pretty much stays in his place. He might drop. Like, if I'm moving Jill, Soren, and Nephany down to below Titania, then I think Ike would stay the same. Marsha would probably drop to like bottom of A, like below Har, or top of B without the data transfers, but with the data transfers. So anything that's on the screen is data transfer, and I will mention where they would go without it. Jill would go below Titania. Mia would... Mia doesn't really change much. She could go below Edward. That's subjective. That's iffy, because then it's more even as to who you'd use between Edward and Mia if you didn't give her data transfers. Nephany would drop, again, to below Titania. Gatry would drop to, like, bottom of A. Same with Marsha. Soren would drop to the same as Nephany and Jill, but probably after them. Kieran would drop from, like, top of B to, like, where Joffrey is. Maybe behind Ranulf. Ileana would drop to like bottom of A below Har, but above. Yeah, below Har, but above. I don't know, above Gatry, I guess, above Marsha. Gatry's above them both. Mist, irrelevant. Gifka, irrelevant. So yeah. That's my jurisdiction. This is the final list. This is with data transfers. Without data transfers, as I mentioned before, it's a little bit different, but not by much. Some units change tiers because of the data transfers, so... But no, with data transfers, so with an initial +2 to every stat that's capped, and the stats that I mentioned, this is where I would place them. So, if you guys wanted to see a more in-depth conversation about where I placed the units, like one versus another, like Raphael versus Leanne, I could like take out some map pictures and like explain. I could do a lot with RadiantDawn. It's absolutely crazy. I love this game so much. But this is my tier list based off of what I've done, what I've had, how they've worked. Data transfers, I've mentioned not data transfer. And yeah. That's all I got to say about it at the moment. So, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe. I will probably do more of these, because these are absolutely amazing. I love doing tier lists now, actually. I might just do one where I, like, rank my favorite Fire Emblem games and give reasons why. I know a lot of people have done that, but I haven't, so, something. In the meantime, yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Hope you all have a great day. This is BA RadiantDawn, signing off. Bye.